Howdy, YouTubers, and Happy New Year's. This is Steven, and I'm back with another lyrical analysis. This time, I'll be analyzing the song Gentlewoman by Jolin Tsai. And right off the bat, the title Gentlewoman is interesting. I'm like, I wonder what that means. But hey, this is why I do lyrical analysis, right? um, But before I get into the lyrical analysis, I just want to give a shout out to the website Jolin Generation, and just want to thank them for being a great source for Jolin Tsai song lyrics and Jolin Tsai news. Thanks a lot, and here we go with this lyrical analysis. Let's go. All right, purely, absolutely, ubiquitous. I think I pronounced that right. Ubiquitous. Ubiquitous. I got it. The basis of everything. Okay. So here, right now, just sound like Jolin's just throwing out some random words, like purely, absolutely, ambiguous, the basis of everything. So we're talking about something that is, pure, absolute, and omnipresent, or ever present. All right, next lyrics. If because you are blooming, then I am no other than an instant. All right, again, so far kind of random here. It sounds like, Jolin might be speaking in code, or either, she or whoever wrote these lyrics might have been abusing substances. Possibly. But you are blooming, so I'm guessing she's referring to someone as, metaphor, like a metaphor for like a flower. She's making that type of comparison. And then she says, I am no other than an instant. That's a little odd. But I'm guessing she's trying to say that she is just a moment, or she is nothing more than a moment. I don't know. That doesn't seem like something that I would imagine Jolin saying. I imagine like her haters saying that, like, yeah, Jolin Tsai's just a moment in time, a fad, and she gonna fade away soon. I just imagine her haters saying that. All right. Next lyrics. Right to zero. And that's the number 0. Just in case you didn't know. Right to 0. Right to the infinity. Probably could have just been right to infinity. Alright, so we're writing numbers, I guess, and we're writing from 0 to infinity. And we gonna be here for a while if we're doing that. I'm like, what's that about, Jolin? I am one, the beautiful, lonely individual. Okay, so she's saying that she is like, unique. She is the only one. And, she had to throw in the beautiful part. She's like, I'm lonely, but I'm still beautiful. She's a lonely, beautiful individual. All right, she puts it, a beautiful, lonely individual. She don't want you to forget that she's beautiful here. And, I'll agree with that. I'll agree with that. I think that, well, I haven't seen Jolin Tsai, without all, the hair and makeup, because, hair and makeup can make people look way better than they actually look, without it. Just regular folks walking on the street without, like, the glam squad. If we all had, like, hair and makeup folks and a glam squad, I'm pretty sure we could all look, beautiful. But I'll assume that Jolin Tsai is a beauty. All right. But there is a note in this translation, and it's about that counting, the 0, 1 thing. The 0 and the 1 is actually like a pun in Chinese. It's a pun, or wordplay based on Jolin's name in Chinese. Jolin's name in Chinese, I believe, is Yiling, and 1 is yi in Mandarin Chinese, and 0 is ling in Mandarin Chinese. So when she says like 1 and 0, or 0 and 1, she's saying, basically she's just saying her name, and it's like a pun based on that. So she's basically saying like Yiling, the beautiful lonely individual, like, you know, right to Yi, also right to the infinity. I am Ling. You kind of get what I'm trying to say. It's probably like a hard concept to translate to English, since it's wordplay, and the wordplay can only be translated. Well, it can't be translated because, you know, the English number system doesn't work like that. You know, it's like 1 and 0. You can't really make a wordplay on Jolin's Chinese name based on the words 1 and 0. All right, back to business. Here we go. I don't need perfection. If you are not yourself, who do you want to become? All right, so Jolin Tsai finally saying something that we can kind of understand here. So she's saying, like, you know, she don't need to be perfect. You know, she accepts that she is a flawed individual. And that's good. That's good. I commend her for that, because sometimes, you know, people in the entertainment industry kind of sometimes get caught up in being perfect and trying to be flawless, and that is impossible to do, and you're just torturing yourself if you think you can achieve it. Let's see. But I do know and understand that they do have to somewhat present, depending on who you are and your exact role in the entertainment industry, but you do have to present an image of kind of like perfection for people to want to be and aspire to be like. It's good for marketing. All right, if you're not yourself, who do you want to become? That's a good question. So basically she's saying, like, if you're not being yourself, then who you want to be? Like, you should want to be yourself. But, you know, in Jolin Tsai's song Play, you know, I'm bringing it back to that. You know, the whole song was about playing a role. So I'm guessing we are all, like, we are playing a role. And if we're not being ourselves, even if we are being ourselves, we're still playing a role. But oftentimes we are playing a role. So sometimes we're not ourselves because we have to fulfill a certain role in society and in life. Perhaps. Just trying to give you two sides of the coin there. Hope I didn't confuse you too much. Alright. Next, lyrics. I don't need perfection. I don't need precautions. If you are not yourself, then who do you want to become? So again, Jolin Tsai ain't about that life when it comes to perfection. She doesn't need precautions. So I'm guessing, you know, she don't want folks to warn her when the floor is slippery, or warn her that, hey, that's high voltage. You might not want to touch that. You know, Jolin Tsai don't need that. Shoot. She will slip on the floor, then go touch high voltage electricity stuff, because that's just who she is. That's just who she be, you know. And again, if you're not yourself, who do you want to become? I guess a lot of people want to be people they see in the media, you know. All right, next lyrics. Let's see. I don't need perfection. I don't need precautions. If you are not yourself, who will you become? Who will you become if you are not yourself? And that's a good way to end this song. And you know, that's a good way to end it with that question. If you are not yourself, who will you become? And that's a deep question, because if you're not being who you are, then you're going to become someone you're not. And then it's like, well, only you can be you, so then you're kind of cheating yourself because you're not being true to who you are. And it's like no one else is going to play your role, so why are you playing someone else's role? You know? Alright, Now I'm going to speak about the video for Gentlewoman. All right. I do want to give this little brief synopsis that I found on the website Jolin Tsai Generation or Jolin Generation. All right. So here's what they say. This music video was directed by Scott Beersley. Yeah, Scott Beersley. And he directed, well, it was Scott Beersley and Kitty Lynn. So I'm guessing we had like a Westerner and an Easterner. And Scott Beersley also directed Beyonce's video 1+1. They felt the need to put that in here for some reason. All right, here is the storyline for this video as told by Jolin Generation. All right, Jolin is holding dance auditions in New York. All right, ain't that cool? Ain't that cool? A guy from quote unquote rural America comes to the place, wanting to make his dream come true. So okay, we got Jolin Tsai holding dance auditions in New York, you know, and then this guy from rural America now. Rural America, he comes to the place and he wants to make his dream come true. He want to be dancing with Jolin Tsai. But if he's from rural America, would he know who Jolin Tsai is? You know, just putting it out there. You know, I'm American. I live in the United States. I know who Jolin Tsai is, but by and large, I don't think like a lot of people in the United States know who Jolin Tsai is. And if they do know who she is, they probably know who she is because they're either Taiwanese, Asian in general, are either interested in Asian Asian and or Taiwanese culture, you know. And I mean Asian, I know that Asia itself is not like a culture, you know, Asian is not a culture itself. But I'm just saying, like, you know, Asian cultures in general, you know, and Taiwanese being one of them. All right. Sorry about that. Let me go on and finish this. Class is still empty. All right, so the class is empty. He's starting to warm up, and then after listening to a few songs, he starts to strip and put on makeup, high heels, and suspenders, revealing his true self. This is where I kind of have an issue with the video. I'm guessing Jolin Tsai is trying to be kind of, well, I won't say that she's trying to be like her, but I'm guessing she's drawing inspiration from Lady Gaga. Because this is something that I imagine Lady Gaga doing. And also, it seems a bit weird. I know people do have certain aspects about themselves, but this seems like, okay, you guys know that Jolin Tsai released, before she released this video, she released another video, and that video was We're All Different Yet the Same. And in that video, I'm like, okay, Jolin Tsai, she's actually doing something and making a valid argument for same-sex marriage here and for, you know, equality for people. You know, here it seems like she kind of went a 180 with that and kind of is just being like kind of a bit more like, oh, let's be flamboyant and let's be, you know, she wants to be like, I don't know, it just seems a bit like now she had a serious message in the previous video, but now it seems like that message is somewhat overshadowed by this song and its imagery, and it's coming off as it's like, oh, let's be, you know, flamboyant and controversial for the sake of it. That's just me, you know. It just seems like it's a bit of exploitation, a little bit. But then again, I guess there are people who do this, you know, no judgment on my part, because, you know, it's like, I want to phrase this right, but I guess we all have things about us that makes us different. But at the end of the day, we're all the same. All right, let me finish this up. Moved by his performance, Jolin cannot help but applaud him at the end. So this dude basically is just dressed in like in this really like revealing feminine outfit, you know, in high heels. I didn't know he was wearing makeup. The video's in black and white a lot of the times, but I don't think that really matters. But still, and suspenders and kind of like feminine panties or underwear. And I don't know. This song is decent. It's a bit edgy, a bit avant-garde or avant-garde. It's something that may grow on me, you know. I know that that song, the third person I did kind of grow on me, but this song might need to grow on me a bit more. One, the music videos kind of throwing me off a little bit, and two, the song itself is like, it's you know, it's different, and I'll give Jolin Tsai points for being different when it comes to the music, you know. But for the video, I don't know. It just seems like, it's like, again, it's just a bit stereotypical, you know. And it's like, wow, like this video is playing into stereotypes, I guess. Maybe that's the problem I have with it, as well as just, you know, seeing the dude dressed like that. But as well as playing into stereotypes, and just seems to be a bit exploitative of stereotypes. While the previous video she released, you know, we're all different yet the same, it didn't seem to play on stereotypes as much. You know, that seemed to be like a legitimate thing. You know, a legitimate piece of work that made a valid argument. But here, I guess it's a bit different. This song probably is supposed to be reminiscent of Jolin Tsai's song Fantasy from the Muse album. Maybe it's supposed to be something along that lines. However, I will say that I do appreciate the spirit of this song, which is basically, you know, the message and the spirit of it, which is like, you know, be yourself, you know, be who you are, you know, be the unique individual you are, you know, you are meant to be. So I'll give Jolin Tsai props for that message. But I think I've said pretty much all I have to say for the time being. Thanks a lot for watching, y'all. Feel free to comment, feel free to subscribe, feel free to give me a thumbs up. The feedback and the support is extremely appreciated. So until the next lyrical analysis, adios and goodbye for now. And again, Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's.